Hi everyone, we are live in our Friday normal time and matter. We didn't went live last week because we take kind of like mental break. But today we have a special show, and I have friends telling me like you just are proposing ruin my childhood, and like why? And like first you take it with Disney. Now you take it with Barbie. What are you going to be doing next week, Elba? What are
Oh
we
my
doing
God.
next week?
Video games. For the ones that like the video games, wow. They are like really take some of the face reading things to make the avatars and all that stuff. You will see it. It will be great.
People don't believe how much face reading influence every day of our life. I it's called what I'm doing. Looking to the side is called calendar age. I have a 60-inch monitor now to monitor that we are getting live on the right path. So yeah, again, people I don't think is completely aware that how much face reading and how much I would say manipulation and brainwashing. We are feeding our kids and we are feeding ourselves at the time that we need to get toys to our kids. And what happened with this was that we start talking about Barbies, and just happened that we were talking and like, I never played with Barbies. And Elva says like, oh, I did play with Barbies. And we talk about with the team, and just happened that everybody was playing with Barbie except me. But the only one I have, I shape her head. You, what you did with your Barbie?
Me too. I
Uh,
take off their heads of a lot of Barbies. Yeah, I did that.
yeah, I did the same. So we are checking that we are live in LinkedIn. Yeah, we're live in LinkedIn. We are live in all the parts. So I got a Barbie for this show, and I think that it's funny. Oh my God, Perry, I love you. Oh my God, you are in pink. Are you feeling okay, Susan? Yeah. For the ones who doesn't know me, that's my tribe. Uh, Perry is one of our students and member of our Facebook group, and he see me wearing pink. But you see, Perry, I wear a skulls. I have a skulls neck. So yeah, I'm not losing it yet. I feeling good. It's just we get an on the team, and I have a Ken ready to get married with a pinky bow. That's what we're feeding our kids. I don't have kids, but I wouldn't give a Barbie to any of my friends' kid. And we're gonna talk to about why. Elba, you want to show your Ken?
It's naked. Sorry, because my girls just like naked all the dolls. So, but this is mine.
Okay, why we choose Barbie? We have talked a lot of time about how we get influenced directly or indirectly, and the things that we happen when we were kids tend to get normalized. So if we are being born and raised in a house where aggression or violence was part of our everyday life, we understand that violence and abuse, it's the way that we interact with others, or we express love, or we receive love. That's where so many people, not only women, men too, stay on relationships where are physical and emotional abuse. Why are you say like, what the heck, Susan? Are you lost it beside wearing pink? No. When we give to our kids an image that is supposed to represent who you need to be, you get brand emotionally. That's the image you need to represent. When we start studying about how Barbie was born, that's where my stomach get turned upside down. In 1959, a woman called Ruth Handler saw that her daughter was playing with a doll all the time, and she decided to develop a doll that can help her to go through the childhood and she can feel represent. There have been studies, and even though we find PhD doing studies and how it's humanly impossible to make a Barbie and a real human being and a real woman. The same way there are people who get obsessed with Barbie to the point that we find a case, and we're not going to go there, we're going to go to the face reading, but we find a case of a man who spent more than $1 million on surgeries to look like Ken. And he becomes so narcissist about their own image, he becomes a woman because he liked himself so much. We even found women who have spent a bunch of money and surgery to look physically and face-wise like Barbie.
Yeah.
Scary, crazy. But before we dig on the subject that we have today, El Oribe, why don't you introduce yourself so I can say hi to the people on the chat?
Okay, hi everyone. As you know me, I am El Oribe. I came from Guatemala. I am the CEO of Latin America. I am the other profiler, and I am the one that goes with crazy ideas too, like this one, like Disney. You want to see a lot of things in there.
Yeah, and we will advise you to not to lose. If you like video games, and it's a video game called Lenoir that is especially based on face reading. It's real crimes taken to a video game, and people need to go through the detectives. But one of the things the most fascinated, the video game is developed, and they have a team of physiognomies, a team of face reading profilers, determine the characters based on who they're supposed to be looking to. So again, if you think that you are in control, I cannot wait for video games next week. Awesome ideas, Elva. Yeah. So yeah, we are decide to add a little more naughty on everything. Hi, Christine. How Perry? So yeah, Elva and I, and we decide to like, what about if we extend from Lenoir and we go into another video games, and that's what we're going to be doing. So ready to share? Okay, share screen. Okay, we're going to be sharing window application. Where are you? Where are you? Okay, I just lost my presentation. Why do you always do the same? Here we go. Okay, StreamYard, don't do the same that you always do to me. Window up. Here we go. So we have the Barbie. Let's see if we are sharing the right screen. Guys, are we?
No, I don't think so. It's not the same as we have it.
Okay. Okay, it's supposed to be sharing now. We're not sharing. Okay, stop sharing. Good to know. You see, I messed it up again. So be patient with me. Screen share is kind of driving me crazy with this. StreamYard, we're going to share again. We work really hard on this presentation. So definitely, I don't want to mess it up.
Yes. Let's
now.
See. Yeah, just put on the presentation mode. Let's see what happened.
Now we have Barbie.
Yeah, but I think we have it, and we can see the next slide.
No, it's not the right. That's happening when you have two screens. Okay, yeah. I think I got it. I think I got it from here. Don't hate me. Don't shoot the messenger. Okay, window application. Maybe I need to disconnect one of the monitors.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, because it's duplicating the image. So I'm going to put it in the other monitor. Here we go.
Okay.
And I think now I got it. I lost my monitor. Now you can see it?
See, yes, we can see it.
Okay, perfect. Now, how Barbie shaped our world and the faces changed over the years. So again, we choose this because we wanted to make conscious and how this shaping our date life. So let's go to the presentation. Next slide. So for the ones who doesn't know who we are Human Behavior Lab and Human Behavior Hacker School. We specialize in behavior. We do body language microexpressions, statement analysis, forensic statement analysis, face reading, profiling. That is how face reading can be interact with all the others channels of behavior. We have been specializing lately on reading faces with mask, and we do personality types interacted with human behavior. So now we find out that the doll, when Ruth decided to design this doll in March 1959, she was basing her design of the doll in this comic. Can you tell us a little more about this, Elba?
Yes, this comic is a German. She was called Bill Lilly. She was on the tabloid Bill called Bild on the German newspaper, and she was a sexy blonde ponytail woman, and she was a secretary, and she was ambitious. And the thing that she's been doing is hanging out with men, and even though she wants to go out with men that have money. So that's how Ruth came with the idea when she saw the doll on a store on Switzerland. I remember she was on vacations, and she saw the doll, and she says like, "Okay, let's came with the idea and let's make Barbie happen." That was in 1955.
So it's funny that it looked like one of the Playboy mates on
Mhm,
Playboy.
mhm.
She looked like a Playboy mate.
You know what? In the comics that I was reading about the story, and they say that this Lily, they dress and undress front of the guys. That's one of the things that is like, wow, yeah. And this character made from this was made for the soldiers after the war, so they can have like some fantasies with her.
Again, this is a mom who developed a doll based on this in 1959. One of the things that we always talk about what happened on those years is that the woman was being modeled to satisfy men. So we have, there were only all men. Yes, most of them were like middle-aged to all men, Vanessa. So she designed a doll, correct?
Mhm.
The doll based on this on this comic that it's supposed to idolize men and not to show independent women. So this is the evolution that Barbie Mattel show on their website, but it's not the real evolution, the how the Barbie was out there. Actually, there's certain characteristics that we're gonna evaluate, and for the ones who are part of our face reading classes student, and for the ones who are part of our Facebook, I would love to get Vanessa, sugar daddy. I didn't want to say it yet, but yeah, sugar daddy.
Yeah.
We can go through what are the four main factors and features who change in Barbie beside the body. Now, evolution of the Barbie. Ruth Barbie was born in March 1959. First, Ken was born in March 1961. And even though we are not going to be concentrated on Ken, we're going to have certain pictures when we have both, and you're going to see how even physically and face-wise was changing, and we have a surprise for the end. Remember, guys, that we talk about how Disney was manipulating and putting images similar to the one on what happened in Hollywood. What if I tell you Hollywood, Disney, and Barbie, they were on cahoots together because we find a correlation too. That's when you have a great team and you do a lot of research before to do a simple presentation like why Barbie is so complex. The first African-American Barbie was in 1968. So, Elba, you want to take it from here?
Yes. First, you can see. Well, this is the first Barbie. This is the one that called Ruth. This is the first that they made. And if you can see the face, it's a huge change since the first one to the ones that we can see today. And we can point it. For example, they have like pointy eyebrows. The eyes are looking to the side, the eyelids, the mouth. Even though the mouth you can see it, there is with red. It's like really creepy this thing because it's crazy. What happened with the eyebrows? She started being more like uh, she has
Pointy eyebrows.
pointy eyebrows. Yeah, she has to be in control. She needs to be in control what she's doing, and she start doing things without finishing. She start losing the. That's why she changed uh, the guys with she was on the cartoon, because it's the same eyebrows that the one that the cartoon had, and that's why she changed the guys when she go out with them.
Only to understand, we're talking about eyebrows, and eyebrows have a lot of significance. Ears are the ones we use to intake information. Eyebrows is how we process
Mhm.
information. The kind of eyebrows this Barbie have is like they're getting really excited in the beginning, but they fade after. And another thing is really pointing. I'm gonna be right. I want to be in control, and it's significant. The decided that she have. She's not looking at you. She look over you. I don't know if you guys can see it, but she is looking to, in this case, to the left of the picture. This is an official picture of how the first Ruth Barbie was designed and presented on the New York Fair of Toy in 1959. And that's how Barbie was born. So, and we're going to use the same picture. To me, 1959, to be a doll for kids, for late girls under the age of 10, is extremely sexual. Another thing that we find out is like, why they're always wearing bathing suits?
Yeah,
Why
that's
is
the
with
first.
that?
That's the first clothes that she had.
A bathing suit?
Mhm.
Really?
Mhm.
Exposing yourself, like, and again, can you see the face now? Can you see the face in proportion to the body? It's not friendly, it's not inviting. It looked like I feel superior than you are.
Mhm.
Now, this is the second Barbie in Then We Lunch. The first one was blonde. It looked like Lucy a doll. Remember, I Love Lucy? The
See,
first one looked like that. It just could okay, Perry says, it is just me, or is that a huge proxemic? Yeah, you're
yes,
right, Perry. That's the reason I love she's eye blocking Barbie. Like he says, Haiti, I love our tribe because yes, guys, you are on target. The first Barbie have a huge proxemic, and she need to be in control.
Mhm.
And Haiti says more like the femme fatale. I'm gonna use the term we don't think bitch.
Yeah,
She was
yeah.
more bitching up like I'm the
I'm the
boss.
boss
I'm
here.
better than you are. I'm wearing a bikini. I'm better than you are. I have this polished blondie hair perspective. Then again, for me, as being a woman, it's horrible. I cannot imagine how many women went to anorexia and used their own reflection based on Barbie. It shouldn't happen. People is so aware. So people are so afraid what happened with the next door neighbor. Why don't you check what kind of toys you're giving and what is the interaction your kids are having? Because you're molding their mind based on this stereotypes. So, is any change, Elba, that you find significant beside that the color of the eye and color of the hair here?
Yeah, the eyebrows. If you can see, the eyebrows start getting less pointy.
There we start getting C
Mhm.
modifications. Now, this is 1971, the first Kent. Uh, I don't know you girls, but I don't feel any attraction. I actually think it's weird. The
Yeah,
shape of the body and the way that he's portrayed. And again, now we have a man who have an unproportional body because need to be proportional to Barbie.
hmm
No hair, the way the hair is portrayed. But you know what? Have thick eyebrows.
yes, I think. And you know what? If you can see in that eyebrows, the next can that we know, it's going to be crazy because that eyebrows change. You can start seeing like it's kind of straight, which is a little bit like pointy, but let's see the next one. You are going to.
Yeah,
I was looking on that last night and I was like, oh, yeah.
yeah.
Who takes the control now?
Uh, Elba, what time we finished last night? 2:30.
2:30. Yeah.
2:30 in the morning, like, oh my God, I promised myself we're gonna stop searching and actually cut the presentation half because we find so many incongruences with Barbie at one point, like, okay, we need to pick up the fight. Let's stop it here. Another thing, the first Kent who show up, it was showing a bathing suit too.
Mm-hmm.
We're talking about 1960s, 1950s. I don't know if you remember, but talk to your mom or grandma to understand how different were the things that we are today. So this is the next Barbie. We're showing a little more eyelids, and we cannot see the eyebrows and cannot see the forehead, and she's completely well dressed. Even she have gloves on her.
Yeah.
Anything else to add?
Yeah, no. And I just wanna point this because just look the lips still red. Let's see what happened next.
Yeah, let's keep in mind, since the first Barbie that we show, all of them have red lips.
Mhm.
For the ones who doesn't know the story about red lips, many decades, hundreds and hundreds of years old, the concept of women having red lipstick is because it's idolized their genital part.
Mhm.
So having red lips, I use red lips all the time. It's my style of dressing. I love the 1950s and 60s. I use brooch. I dress like they used to dress. I have hats and coats, and people make fun of me, and I use gloves. I love the era and the kind of clothing, and I use the same makeup, pearl, base, and red lipstick. So I get it. I understand why I do it as my branding. But in this case, we're talking about kids that unconsciously, they don't know what they're consuming. This one, it was one of the most creepy ones for me.
For me too, because you can see, even though we still have the huge proxemic, the eyebrows turns rounded, and the lips, they are not more red. And if you see it, they are not. The mouth start getting bigger than the ones that we saw it before. So she start being more like people oriented. I like to be with you. I like with people. So here start the changes.
Leah has something. This doll was launched at the same time that Jackie Kennedy was on there. Phil had and pearl earrings.
Wow.
The one before. Yeah, the one before had pearl earrings and Phil hat. Yeah, you're right. But this was on image to Jackie Kennedy. It wasn't a completely copy of Jackie Kennedy, but it was done on the same time that Jackie Kennedy was the first lady. And it's the hairdo has a lot of similarities, and the round eyebrows, and something that you need to start paying attention significant. Yeah. She's the first one who doesn't have red lipstick. Why? Because Jackie never used red lipstick.
No. And another thing, the eyes turning see by front. The eyes is seeing in front, not to the side.
Do you remember that we showed the first Barbie that she was looking to the side, and at the end we're going to be showing now Barbie's looking at you. Jackie Kennedy was the concept of the first lady, the elegance, the likeness, the people first lady. I think from all the first ladies that we have, she was the most care and endure. Okay, Eddie says, what about the eyes? It is the first one where the eyes are looking straight. Oh my God, Ed, you nailed it. It looked like somebody's been paying attention to our Facebook group on Fridays, not to the side. Yeah, Earl, you completely nailed it. I didn't see your answer before we give it to, but that is true. And another thing, start paying attention. You're going to notice that all the Barbies who have a big forehead top, meaning it has to do with your intelligence. Zone 2 has to do with the part of the nose, has to do with your feelings. And zone 3, from the tip of the nose to the bottom of the chin, is how you're a doer. I did a case with when we talk about Susomorphic, and we talk in a lot of time on the Profiler Task Force, here on the live on LinkedIn and our Facebook group, and every live and every class that we do, that when someone is hiding their forehead, for one reason or another, they're hiding their intelligence. And some people fight to me with that, and fight with you, Elba, to say that is BS. Let me tell you, start paying attention to all the Barbies that we're going to show you who have big forehead. They have bangs or fringe, depending how you're going to call it. This one, what is the significant change beside this. It was on the Woodstock area time zone. That was more in the mid-70s. Beside the hairdo is so weird. The color is weird. It's impossible a human being can have that hair color.
Yeah, and she's still covering the forehead, and you can see again the eyebrows. And she start getting more eyelids, and the mouth that stops with red.
Yeah, there was more pinkish. Like Haiti, yeah, you're right. They have a red nail. Is there any significant in the wrinkling from the nose to mouth in this Barbie? Are you talking this Barbie or the Barbie before, Perry? I don't know if I lost you. Is you look in this one or the one before? Perry says it almost look like a disgust. Let me see if we can go back. In theory, I would say I think it looking more in this one.
In that one, I think.
Yeah. Last Barbie, big lips, small mouth. The one in red. Oh, we went way behind. Okay, let's take a look. The micro expression. This one. I wouldn't say disgust. Actually, it's an extremely neutral, submissive expression. I would say it's more a submissive expression. Like, and remember, guys. Okay, we're gonna start putting things together. For my students, when you want somebody to talk to you, when you want to talk to somebody, softening the conversation, you need to tilt your head and start moving your head slowly. So in this case, this Barbie is portraying tilted. So we have round eyebrows, people person. She hiding the ears. She's more like Jackie Kennedy, more stylish, but again, in a bathing suit. And she's more like tilted the head, like I'm the people person. I care about people. A red bathing suit, like, yep. And okay, Earl says bigger lips, small mouth. Like, yep. More sexual. I talk less because I'm not supposed to be talking. It's not my goal.
No.
Now this one, when we already talk about it. Okay. We again. And they says higher is the pacifier. Where is the situation? We have a problem with this Barbie and how to present it. And I'm going to say it and I'm going to own it. It looked like a sex doll. This Barbie was launched on the 80s. The makeup, the eyelids, the eyelash, the face, the mouth, everything. It looked like a sex doll. Elba? What do you think? Elba, I cannot hear you. Oh, you don't want to answer about it? Hello? Elba, I think I lost you. Okay,
I'm here. I'm here.
Okay.
I'm here. Yeah. So sorry, because
we have a picture. One of the people on the team sent us a picture about Jackie Kennedy. Can you see the you see?
Yeah,
red?
I can see it. Same.
Now we see how it's good call. That's one of the team, like, is paying attention to the show. Send us a message like, yep. Now regarding this doll, what do you think is it's reminding you with the lace on the hair and the bangs on the front of the head and the face and the conformity? And by the way, to corroborate that it wasn't our impression, it was true, we went through a couple of sites to compare the design of some, how you call it, sex doll? Yeah, sex dolls.
Sex dolls.
They have the same face.
Mm-hmm. Yes, they have the same.
This is one of the first Barbie who the faces start getting elongated too.
And the eyelashes too.
Yeah, eyelashes that we call eyelashes. We call it in a face really Bambi eyelids. Like when somebody have like those, like, and Shrek the cat, when he like look at you, full iris, full eyes, and the eyelash isn't like winning to you. Yeah, please. I can't doll. God, Lord.
Yeah.
Oh my God, you completely nailed it, Leah. I didn't realize that. Lolita, you're right.
Yes.
Lolita was on the 90s, I think so, no?
I
Oh,
think
for the ones who doesn't know Lolita, Lolita was a really good book. Then they become a movie, and I think it was on the 80s, and it's uh, another movie that is written by a woman who she went to China, ended up at the age of 14 to be the lover of the of Chinese wealth businessman. Oh my
mhm.
God, I forgot the name of the book. I do have my book between my pile of book to organize. If somebody remember that name and can let me know, I will look it. In one look like Taylor Swift on the 80s. I'm not follow Taylor Swift, so
Neither.
if you have a picture and you can send it to us, we can share it with the group. The Lover. Oh, thank you.
Well,
Haiti, you like the movie? I think the book is really good, but the movie is exceptional. Actually, it's on a scene where they are on the card. Beside that, the I think it was really well done regarding like the sex scenes and like the love part. It's on a scene when they're both are on the car, and she put the hand on the seat, and he put the hand on top of her, and he squished the hand. It was considered in filmmaker one of the best erotic scenes ever, and the only thing it is showing is his hand on top of her. But yeah, it's a lot of references to this to that movie and that time of the year. This is the only Barbie that we find that is so explicitly sexual regarding to
so
that point. This one,
now
okay, she have a big
this one.
forehead, and you can see the half bangs. What else
She still
changed?
have bangs. She still have bangs. The mouth, even though they're still like looking like a little bit more bigger, the eyebrows, there's still the eyebrows is like turning round, not like pointy like she had it before. I think those like, and even though you know what, I was looking last night the presentation, and it's true. All the Barbies, the oldie Barbies, they had a really huge forehead. It wasn't proportional to the head, and every single Barbie has a bangs.
But all have the distinguish that they have banks. And
Thanks.
yesterday, something that Elba like we like to do is when we met with the rest of the team every Thursday is happy hour. Like we met from 8 to like 2 o'clock in the morning, and we talk about the presentation that we're going to do the next week or tomorrow, the topics that we're going to talk. We always with Elba, we have, I don't know where is diabolic or we have fun all together. We should ask the team that we like to show the presentation, like teasing everyone. What do you see that is different? And the first thing that jump in our head is like, why all the Barbies who have the forehead big, they have bangs covering, and just happen to that happening in face reading. This one, she have pink eyelids. She have secret lines.
Yeah,
Ooh.
she had secret lines. She
What are
can.
secret lines?
You have hiding something.
Yeah, good call, Perry. The nose start getting more upturned. So, Perry, do you want to explain what is the upturned nose, or you want us to tell about it? Earl, good call too. Nose is turned up. I'm gonna says the turn up nose, and you can take the eyebrows. Turn up nose is a person who's extremely positive. You see the people who have like the nose, like the tip of the nose is really up, and they have a small nose. Another thing that happened with all the Barbies, Snow are working bees. They can do the same job every day, even if they don't like it. They can keep going and going and going and going and going. So positive, I can do the job for you. Now, it's a line between the lip and the chin and the eyebrows. You want to take that, Elbow? You want me to take it?
It's the line, well, between the lips and the eyebrows. Okay, let's see. The eyebrows, they still get rounded, really rounded, and you know what? She had eyelids, more eyelids. She was more needy.
For everybody to understand, eyelid has to do with the level of intimacy. And by the way, Bryce, I don't know if you're listening, but all your questions from the Facebook group this week are going to be addressed and you are going to be the center of the Facebook. So if you listen to this, please jump on the Facebook, because we're going to be talking about visual, auditory, kinetic, and level of intimacy. When we're talking about levels of intimacy, and different language meaning different things. When we're talking about level of intimacy is how you need to approach to me, how much I can be touched, how concentrated, and how extrovert or introvert I am. We're going to go deeper for 2 hours talking about introversion, extroversion, and how we're going to do the correlation with eyelids. But in this case, she's extremely needy and just happened to have this line. We call it like the critical line.
She needs to be approved.
So for the ones who are watching the presentation, you see below the lip, the shadow she have, that we call it the critical line. That is a person who needs to be reaffirmed all the time. When you put it with abundant eyelids and the critical line, you have an extremely needy person. Okay, we have, tell me if I'm hogging the chat. These are really lying. Good call, Perry, you nail it. I saw that you're ready and on level 2, so good call. Keep doing the homework. By the way, Perry, we missed you last Friday, so please jump on the chat today. He was asking for, the girls were asking for you. They miss your, oh my God. This one.
That one.
Okay. After the one who looked like a sex toy, this is the second one most disturbing. Okay, let's put it out there. Who this nose remind you? Elba, you cannot talk yet. It was a famous singer that died, like says 10 years ago, who have 2 kids with a surrogate mother who used to be African American and bleached their skin. Do you remember what Michael Jackson did with his nose?
Yes.
The same. This is one of the most, I would say, danger noses. Do you want to take it there? Because I have people asking, is this a positive thing? Like, yeah, being a hard worker is something that's always positive. Michael Jackson, thank you very much. Yeah, we have people on the team who have that nose and they nail it. They do the job. It's amazing. They're correct. Our PowerPoint, they never miss a deadline. Actually, they like, okay, Susan, if you don't upload your presentation, I'm going to erase it. And she erased it. And she does the same with Elva and keep us in control. She's our project manager, and she's amazing doing that. But the point is, when you go to the extreme, and you don't have that extreme, don't worry. You're good. You're good. But the small nose, it's impossible in a face to have such a small nose.
No, you can have it. You can have it. And the small, it really turn it up. And even though the eyes, if you can see the eyes, they are turning up too. So she thinks that everything is going to be beautiful, instead that she can have a really bad day or really bad things, and she's not going to get in that. She's thinking about everything is great, everything it's going to be great. And I think if when you put it in this point, and you can be aware, you can have your feet on the ground and says, yeah, things can go great, but sometimes things cannot going to be great.
You know what, Elizabeth? I fell on that, but that's who she remind me, Charo. Remember the blonde? Actually, yeah, you're right. She had her nose. I don't know if it was in the same time zone. This Barbie was on the late 90s, no?
Yeah.
Or mid 80s.
No, 80s. She was in the 80s.
She was in the... This Barbie is a huge introvert. What do you think so? Kind of. Anorexic like many ballerina. Thank you, Leah. Now we get in the point. Actually, we talk with people that grow up with Barbies and says that I ended up having anorexic problems because I was growing up with, that is the image that I need to follow. That's the person I need to be. Do you know, guys, that Barbie legs are 50% bigger than any human being in proportion who has been compared with Barbie? It's inhuman. You need to cut your legs. 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 You need to cut You need to grab your legs, cut it in half, put it on top of your legs in order to be proportional with the aesthetic of the legs
Mm-hmm.
that Barbie is representing. I would say Perry is more an ambivert. You can see a little eyelids, and because she have round eyebrows, she gonna need time with people, but she's gonna reclude in some point. But in this case, what is driving me crazy is the nose. I don't want to either have that body, I neither have that nose, neither want to have that face.
Neither the mouth. It's like, no, it's
Thank
crazy.
God I didn't grow up with Barbies. Elva, you love Barbies.
Yeah, I love Barbies. But you know what? When you start analyze the things and you can see, I grew up with those with that stereotype. And it's like you have to be like Barbie. She is like the perfect model. And it's crazy because if you don't know how to manage, you can lost it. You can turn it in things that you are not going back from that. It's crazy. See, when you start
Elizabeth says, all girl I knew like that were performers. Yep. Again, stereotypes. And again, I don't get paid to talk good or against Barbie or Mattel or any of the firms. As that we need to start understanding that, again, we're looking so deep on the other people life, but that we don't our conscience that we put in our kids' life, and how those things are shaping, and how many people has been embedded, and they embedded the silent command. Again, Barbie was born from a mother giving her daughter a model of female and how they need to be portrayed. God, my mom is not that fucked up as I think so, because she never gave me a Barbie. Thank you, mom. I should call my mom and think thank you later. Okay. Says, I love Barbies too, but I never had the desire to look like her. To me, she was a doll, and I'm not. Elizabeth, you have a really good support, and you have a good head over your shoulders. But the bad news is not everybody have a good support or a good mirror to separate that is a doll, and I don't want to be a doll. Okay, who think Ken is weird?
I think
super weird. Super
yeah,
weird.
super weird. And you know what? This is the picture that I want to address, because if you can see in the first Ken, he didn't have the eyebrows that he had in right now. Now Barbie turned her eyebrows more rounded, and he became more pointy. Now, who is in control?
You know, another thing that I didn't saw yesterday because I was tired, and it's not that I'm tired today, but apparently my brain is more sharp. You see the dimples they can have?
He has the dimples. Yeah.
So for the ones who doesn't know face reading, the dimples that you have in your cheeks, meaning that you're playful in all the ways that you want to know. So if I need to have a guy, I would like a guy with the dimples, but not looking like him. I don't like blonde guys. But yeah, both are blonde, and the way he's portrayed and his dressing, it's kind of ambivalent, the image that he portrayed.
Yeah, I
And
think
the smile, I want to have white tooth smile and no upper lip. Neither of that have. You see how the mouth start getting bigger and the lips start disappearing and less defined?
they talk about just outside.
As interest, Barbie was always sexy and can always look effeminated. What is that? Yes. Can look more like a feminine figure wearing men clothing. And I don't mean to be offending to anyone, but I think that Ken, until the late 2000, Ken was a male complement to Barbie and not Ken of the men. I don't know. It's something weird going on. I'm not a psychologist. I'm not going to go that. But yeah, it's weird. It seems like it seemed like they didn't want Ken to compete with men, but it was okay for Barbie too. That can be a possibility. Says, I have talked about Barbie long neck. She is so showing more tooth. Another thing that, thank God that you bring it, Earl. The neck of the normal Barbie, the ones from this 1959 to today, it will be impossible. We need to
Harder.
have double lumbars, like we have 6 lumbars. We should need to have, I think it was 12, 10 to 12 lumbars in order to have the long neck. Like, dude, it's impossible. Again,
That there are tribe on Africa.
yeah,
I
they
think
put the neck
they put
under.
the things on the neck to make it more longer.
Yeah. So yeah, they do, but they start doing it when you're 5 years old. But you
Mhm.
know how many problems they have when the
They
neck,
have, yes.
when you mess it up, this part of the neck. I'm coming from a person who have an accident and I need to have my neck redone. This is extremely important. So when you mess it up with this to try to get it elongated, you actually mess it up with all the function of your
Mhm.
organs, actually control all your organs. You can end up in a wheelchair. That's what happened with Superman, Christopher Reeve. He broke this part of his neck. So mess it up with that is extremely dangerous. But the neck of Barbie would be impossible that any human being can get it done.
Mhm.
Tom exposure, like, yeah, good call, Leah. Tom exposure by pocket is a rich royal body language. Yeah, I show you my pocket. I'm so like, I'm a here present. Okay, let's go to the next one. Look like everybody's getting the same message there. We are seeing. Good too. So the good news is we are not crazy. The bad news, maybe you are because you're here. Okay. Uh, Last night we talked and we stop in this picture again too. I feel repulsively repulsed to this
Sure.
picture, and we keep it only to see what is your perspective. I don't like as a woman, and I don't complain. I all my life I've been size 0, 5, 7, and I have the COVID extra 10 pounds that everybody else have. So I never have a body issue, but I will never change my body for the body she's showing.
No,
It was
no.
disgusting. The proportions she have are so unnatural to my view, and his proportions are unnatural on me. And his face, Elba, what happened when you find somebody who have the eyelids caught in the eyelids caught in the pupils? You will approach that person. You want to run opposite.
I will run away.
If a friend of you is dating someone who showed those signs, what you would do?
Just say it. Bye, because it's not a good sign.
When a man or woman doesn't matter. In this case, a man have the eyelids covering the iris and the pupils. It's a person who's under extremely stressed and can even get aggressive.
Yep.
I
So
want to
no,
get to the last one.
that one.
This
That
one.
one. It's so amazing. You can see the eyebrows. They get more thinner. They tend to be more perfectionist. They tend to be more, and she's rounded too. And the lips, you can see the mouth start like getting
the
bigger.
lower the lower lip start getting
Lower.
bigger, and she only have glossy. Only to understand why we call the pencil eyebrows the perfectionist. In order to have two, I always says your eyebrows need to be sisters but not twins. If you are pulling your hair to get your eyebrows equal,
Mhm.
you're gonna be fighting all the time with your left brain, right brain. Let your eyebrows grow the way they want it. Do not try to do it so perfect. We need to have different eyebrows because we need sometimes process information and external world and internal world in a different way. But in order to have those eyebrows, you need to be pulling hair
Eyebrows.
like daily to make sure they're perfect. So that
Mhm.
is a person who have that eyebrows have a level of perfectionist, and it's really really simple to flip and be criticized. And what just happened, when you find mostly women with that kind of eyebrows, you're gonna find small chin and the critical line
Line
really
here.
deep. What happened with this Barbie, Elva?
She cares about what people say about her. It's even though if you can say it something in a good way, she's going to take it in a bad way. She's always aware what people saying about her. And
Again,
she needs approve from others. So that's why she get so much higher standards and to try to accomplish. because she don't want to be criticized.
And again, we don't have any confirmation or not confirmation. We never approach Mattel to know if at any point they use a physiognomist um, to design the faces.
Mhm.
But there are things that are encoded in your paleo brain regarding how other people perceive us and what are the message that we given and we're receiving from others. So it's a correlation between the message the Barbie's face are showing with the time of what time would what happened and with the message women were given at that time. At the same way the men. On the 90s,
Mhm.
remember, you need to be blonde, you need to be go to is where this the sun bed started, and you need to be bronze all the time.
Mhm.
When into the latest 2000, they found out you have carcinoma in your skin because you went on like a frog on the beach all time to try to get dark skin. Now, this was supposed to be the Dr. Barbie. This is the
Okay.
first one who had really pinky fluor lipstick.
Yeah. And if you can see, even though the eyebrows just turn down like round, and the you can see the mouth, the lips, the upper lip disappeared, and she had a secret line on her personal life.
I would say she have a secret line in both.
Yeah,
Maybe,
it's in both. I think I can see it in person. It's more like more longer.
she have a crooked on the business side, and crooked, it's not a good thing. I have an aphasia in my face, so when I smile crooked. So always you need to know the baseline. But when you see a person with a natural smile that is crooked, they call it the self smile, but the negative self smile. That person is trying to trick you on something and it's not positive. And in micro expression, when you have a crooked smile, it's contempt. Then I feel superior to you. And that's what she's showing. In her business life, she thinks that she's superior to anybody else. So Perry, you like to put micro expression with face reading. Here you have a good example. Again, how big is the forehead on this one?
It's a huge, and you see that we talked last night that she had chameleon eyebrows.
Yeah.
She don't
Chameleon
want.
eyebrows are the kind of people that I adore. I love chameleon eyebrows. To me, are fascinated. If I need go into a room and I see somebody with a chameleon eyebrows, I'll be gonna drawn to them because they're more fascinating people
Yeah.
because you never know what is gonna happen. You never can figure out what's going on inside the computer. Are fascinated. She have chameleon eyebrows and she have a big forehead.
Mhm.
It makes sense. And again, in face reading, people who have chameleon eyebrows tend to be really intelligent.
Mhm.
Why?
Yeah.
Because they're good strategists, because you never can figure out what is going on. And she's
No.
covering the forehead. Okay. Vanessa says, is a hole or dimple between the nose and the mouth? No, those are those are
Libido
the
lines.
libido lines. And
Mhm.
in this case, she understands libido lines when they are together and you can put a pinky finger between them
Mhm.
are like when you divide your world in men and women. Like as a women, I have fit a role and the men need to fit the role. When you don't have a defined libido line, there is nothing wrong with that. When you don't have any libido line, there tend to be more sexual open and less a little more promiscuous than, but it's to be complemented with other one. That is another class that we have.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can determine how good a lover can be based on face reading.
The-
I need to study micro expression properly. A little bit of knowledge without proper study is danger. I completely agree. Some people think, oh, Vanessa says the previous Barbie. Some people read a book or watch the show Lie to Me, and they think that they understand what is a micro expression. The first show was well written. The show number 2, number 3 is not. Actually, there is a study done by De Paulo. You remember, Elva? That we did.
Oh,
There
yeah.
is a show that by De Paulo in 2011, and she put people who watched the show Lie to Me, the
Numbers.
show numbers, and a control group who never ever was exposed to any of those shows. What happened with those numbers, Elva?
Wow, that numbers were amazing because they go, the people who looked the show lied to me. They were like five 51%
Accurate.
accurate about what the microexpression and the body language. And
The
it's this,
people.
even though the people that didn't saw the show, they were 54%. I remember.
No, it was 51% the people who watch Lie to
Lied
Me,
to me. Huh?
54% the people who watch Number, and 58% more accurate the people who never saw any show. So be careful what you're consuming. As I always says, study with whoever you want to study, but make sure that the information you are ingesting, the same way the toys that you're giving your kids, is the right one, because you can be misleading. So if you ever pointed that somebody's lying to you because you see the show Lie to Me, we have a problem. Christina, I have a really good question. I'm going to give it to you because I'm addicted to chameleon eyebrows, so I'm biased in this one.
Why are chameleon eyebrows? Why? Because they know when they can. They know. I'm going to put this example. There is a person hiding in one corner, and you know you are not going to see it. When she wants to be see it, you are going to see it. You are going to say like you were here. That's why the chameleon, because they tend to cover, or they tend to don't be looking by people when they want to.
You never know what the heck is going on with them,
Uh-huh.
who make them really fun for dating. So Christina, are you single? Start looking for guys on apps who doesn't have any eyebrows. They're the most fascinated. As friends too, because they're all over the place. One of my dear friends have chameleon eyebrows, and he drives me crazy. But I adore him for that reason.
Even though they can say, yeah, I agree with you, but you never know if they are really agree with you, because it's crazy with them, because you never know what's happening in their mind.
And by the way, this friend, I work with him and we do a lot of training together, and I never know. We are going on, I always in charge of driving. I drive him because he's always get lost. So he's driving and he's modifying his presentation. So we get to a training, like I never know what he's going to be doing. So he always go first because I know he's going to change all the presentation, including mine. But I love that with training with him because he keeps me on sharp, and I need to jump in my feet. And he has been one of the best mentors that I have to work with, because I never know what is going to go on with him. But he keeps me sharp because I always need to jump in my feet. Okay, this is the last one before we go to the dark side.
That's the last one. And you see the eyelashes, it's like Bambi ones.
Why we call it Bambi eyelids? If you everybody remember the movie Bambi, I wasn't allowed to see either Bambi or King Kong.
No, I didn't saw King Kong. No, but Bambi is like you put in your eyes and says, I'm the good one. Just look at me, please give me what I want.
Again, if you can look for, I don't know how to say it, and I'm gonna pronounce it wrong. And I was given a keynote presentation, and somebody says like, it's not how pronouncing the cat with the boots. I pronounce it wrong and it sounds too sexual. So I says the cat from Shrek. Go and take a look on that cat. Have the eyes with the eyelashes, and you're gonna understand. Okay. That's the part where you see, I rearranging myself. Elba 2. There are 4 things who are extremely opposite 180 degrees. When you say 360, it's like you go back to the same place. It's 180. They're changed from the first Barbie to the Barbie 2018. Let's see who got it. Maybelline actually have a mascara called Bambi Eyelash. Oh, I should get that one because I don't have any eyelash. But you see, that's what I'm saying. That's what I keep saying. We are way more influenced by people doing what we do than what you think. When people come to you and says, what you're doing is not scientifically proved, it's not true, it's not happening, says, look on 5,000 years story, go to look for an advertisement. People pay a bunch of money for people like us to get things like Barbie eyelids mascara. Not to sound cocky, but we are. Yeah, but you know what, Trish? Thank you. But I pronounce the first one in a way that it sounds way more sexual. So thank you. That is like somebody want to take it from. I'm not gonna say it. I got in trouble once. I learned my lesson. Thank you, Elizabeth. Different
Okay.
zone. Forehead is small in the times go. Okay, different zones. No, the most significant change. You are kind of near. That can be one. It's one of the changes, but no one of the four more significant changes. Come on, guys, keep playing. That's the funny part. You put up with us with an hour. This is the funny part. What else?
Yeah.
Okay, my face readers here. My face reading profilers. Okay, looking straight now. Eyebrows, mouth shape. Okay, looking straight now. What is the difference on the eyebrows, Earl? You are, I would say, you're the near
Close.
ones. Good call.
Yeah.
Perry, you got it too.
And what about the mouth?
No, yeah. Errol says mouth, but you want to clarify more about the mouth?
Let's see. Let's see what people say before.
Vanessa says a small mouth. The world you are thinking is not a bad world. It's not different than an elbow. Body part cannot be bad words. I know, Elizabeth, but we are on LinkedIn and people expect me to be professional and I have a strong accent. And by the way, I just record 2 shows for 4 hours with the Profiler Task Force. So this is not my first rodeo today. I slept only 3 hours and still we have the Facebook group. So I gonna say something inappropriate. Okay, Christine, thank you. You got it. That was the thing that it struck me the most, and we talk. Good call, Christine. Pointy eyebrows on the first one. Good call. Haiti, mouth wide. Good call. Vanessa, small lips. I assume before and after. Good call. Start with small mouth. Good call. Round eyebrows now as opposed to pointy. Good call, Perry. Good, guys. You killing it. Rounded face. Yeah. Good call. Wow. Low proxemic and most recent one. Guys, we need to leave the show on that one.
Yeah.
Okay. Somebody in Facebook, high proxemic in the first one and low proxemic in the last one. Yeah. I supposed to have you in Facebook in the other page, but I don't. So I don't know. It's only shown that you're Facebook participant. Bush hip radio more even. We are not talking in this case, Haiti. You are right regarding the body parts. We're talking more about face reading. We show the body because it's really it was repulsive to me that that's the model that we have. But yeah, it's a different on the radio on the body. I'm sorry, we are not. We wasn't asking for that, but good call on that. Shape of the face. Yep. Wide nose now as opposed to the narrow first. And we're going to stop there. I'm going to show you what is a 10 and what is a 5 in face reading.
Yeah.
We're going to go to the last softer look in 2018, correct? Face is more rounded than the first. Wow, guys, you're killing it.
Yet everyone is like
2018 also have more innocent face. Yes. The third one on thicker dark brows. Yes, it can be, yeah, and it's a different on the skin color too. Now, when we talk about noses, the 3 of them have the same nose. Why? When the same things that, like everything in life, you have a 1 and you have a 10. The first nose that we see on the graphic is a number 10 small nose. The second one is a number 7 to 6 a small nose. Now, the number 3 is a 4, category 4 small nose. So when we're talking about, that's one of the reasons that we says, you can study face reading for a book, be my guest. but you need a mentor and a coach who can help you to understand these differences. It looked like a different nose and it's in certain aspect, but the shape of the size is the same. The first one is a number 10. Is the best example you can give to a small nose. The second one I would say is a 6, 7, and the third one is a 4. I wouldn't rate the third one if I don't want to, if I don't need to compare. I only would rate the third nose if you have certain expertise and practice. But the third one still is a small nose. Now, one is the size of the mouth, and another one is the shape of the nostril. And I'm going to address that when we stop the presentation so I can show my face. Hey, David! Hey, David, all the way from London.
Wow.
I think you're in London or you're in Spain. I don't remember. Say hello to your wife and lovely family. Happy that you are together. Shape of the eyes, correct. Barbie is getting younger. Yes, true. Okay.
I have another thing that to address in here, like we always talk about the features and how they can be related to the face we are reading. It's proportional, and we when with these examples we can see it. It's everything is proportional.
Thank you for bringing that to the table. That the reason is good to have another profiler. Elva and I, we train together. We prepare the presentation together and get to a point that we don't know who start with the presentation and what to finish because it's such a synergy. And last night we were working on the presentation and I suddenly, Elva show me your Kent. She showed me this Kent and I smile and I says, guess what? And she's like, oh my God, you're right. The other people on the train and the meeting look at her like, what are you talking about? And that's when we show this slide.
It's crazy when I see that. You can see the correlation, how everything is getting to our minds to see the Hollywood, then Disney, and then Barbie. They look like the same.
And it was funny because as soon as she showed me the Ken, I'm like, oh my God. Yeah. And let me look for the other presentation. Like, oh my God, we jump on the same. We have, this was happening in the 90s. The third Barbie is called the Rocker. Tell me what is the different or more significant difference between the second picture and the third one. Patrick Swayze, great, good looking. But let me know what is the difference between the second one and the third one. Beside the hair, it wasn't really good put together because he's still on the box. It's from Memorabilia Bet Online. But you see the shape? You still thinking it's not correlation what happened? Patrick Swayze was in Hollywood. The second was in Disney. And the third one was the toys that you give to your daughters. Mm-hmm. So before we go into more Q&A, for the ones who want more information and want to know more about what we do, we have been having the Facebook group all the time. The Facebook group, it's not a paid membership, nothing to do with that. It's a place where we can practice and go deeper and we can talk about things that in this professional set scenario. And by the way, we have a lot of fun. If you want to contact us, or learn with us, come to Human Behavior Hacker School, and you can have to Human Behavior Lab. Here we go. Again, the information about our Facebook group. If you have meeting inquiries or booking, that is the phone number that our lovely business partner is going to be answered. And now I'm going to stop sharing and I'm going to go to take this presentation so I can see what we're doing here. So when we're talking about nose and the size of the nose, I want to be careful in how we talking about. My nose is small, but if you put my nose and somebody else's face, it's going to look like maybe a big nose. You see the size between my eyebrows and the tip of the nose is small. My small nose, I would say, like, what is a number 7, Elva?
Number 7.
I would say number 7. You have a small nose too.
Yeah.
What is the difference on the white? So the first Barbie that we show, still the size of the nose was the same one. What it changed is the white, the size of the nostrils.
The nostrils.
So one thing is the size, one thing is the position, One thing is the arch of the nose. One thing is the tip of the
The
nose.
nose.
Another thing is the size of the nostril. And another one is the shape of the nostrils. And another one is the wrinkles and the
The
dimples
dimples.
you have in the nose. So we have like 10 things to read on the nose.
Yes.
So when I says like, pay attention what you're seeing, it says, who's the guy in the first page? Patrick Swayze. Somebody else answer you to Christine. So pay attention to the size and the shape, and always, always, always use proportion to your face.
Face.
Elba, I'm missing anything that we prepared for the live today?
No. Oh, by the way, I just have just one, like you said, teachable moment about Mattel. You know, and this came related with the things that we were talking, because Mattel, the name of Mattel, it wasn't from Ruth, it wasn't for her husband. It was Matthew Elliott, and that's Matt L. So it was a company that made dolls like that, and thinking about men.
Yeah, and another thing that was kind of disturbing is the first Barbie is called Ruth. And if I didn't say in the beginning, her daughter name was Ruth. So she named the first Barbie under her daughter. I would love to follow up what happened with that girl and how messed up get up, because I don't think it's good reflection for anyone. Yeah.
Even though the name was of her son.
Yeah.
That's the name.
So I would like to know what was the reflection of his son, the first Ken or the later Ken? So I think that we show that how simple things affect in everyday life, and how now the idea of this is that you start researching for yourself and make your own conclusions. You don't need to go with the conclusions that we do, but we will love that you can get your own and research and be careful. It says, you mentioned secret line early. What are they? Thanks, Susan. Back in England for the moment. Good to see you, Gavin. Okay, I would say this on the mouth. Actually, Gavin, you have those lines. I remember when I read you and Eric. I saw that.
I remember too.
So on the corner of the mouth. Do you remember the Joker? You remember the Joker had two lines to define easily what are, without going to go back to the presentation until we found it. Those lines are called secret lines. So if there are on your left side, has to do with your personal life. If there are in your right side, has to do with your business life. Meaning most people who does certain work have secret lines. I have secret lines in both. My secret lines are getting smaller in some aspect and bigger in another one. What it is, I'm not going to tell you. I'm not going to give you that for fun. You need to find out. You can see my face on the recording. Thank you for another fascinating presentation. Perry, please do not miss the Facebook today.
No.
Gavin, that answered your question regarding the secret lines. You can go through the presentation again. This is recording. We ended up always being way longer than we expected. We've been here for an hour and 15 minutes. Guys, any other questions? Any other things regarding the presentation? You don't need to agree with us. It's just show you that it's everywhere. Face reading, it's in any corner. Everywhere. When people ask where we can use face reading, what is the answer, Elba?
Everything.
It's going to be easy to ask you where you cannot or where will you not use face reading, instead where you can use it. My name is Susan Ivitz. I'm a human behavior hacker, and people hack computers. Elba?
I am Elba Uribe. I'm a human behavior hacker too. And we like to hack people too.
See you everyone next Friday. We're going to be talking about Lenoir. video game, and we're going to be talking about other video games. If you have a topic that you wanted to be suggesting, things that you feel that are different or the other people can feel in consideration, most of our topic coming for you guys. This is for you, not for us. Besides it, we're having a lot of fun, we're not gonna lie. Great presentation, thank you, from a long time Barbie fan and new HB enthusiastic. Thank you, Haiti. Gavin says, thank you, Susan. Keep up the good work. Great show. Thank you. Leah says, thank you. See you on Facebook shortly. We have a crew. You can put up 2 times a day with us, guys. Like, we should pay you. Great presentation. Now a new fan of Human Behavioral Lab. Thank you very much, Guy. In our side, we see you in 30 minutes. Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye, everyone.